Okay, I think we're live. Hi, everybody. Can everyone hear me? I think the lighting's okay. A little bit dark.
Maybe the camera needs cleaning.
Maybe a bit blurry. Yeah, we're using our webcam, so we don't have the right setup for streaming. How's that? A bit better? What's your little glare you got going?
No.
This is the best quality that we're going to be able to get, guys. We're sorry about it. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm actually surprised there's actually people here.
Yeah. We got a few people here already, and we got a few questions. I might fire off though with we had one of our Patreons ask a question a couple of weeks ago, and we haven't answered it yet. This is from Juanita, and she said, have we had any experience with the whale shark tours in Playa del Carmen? It's always been something she's wanted to do, but wondered if it's harmful or not to the whale sharks. There is ecotourism companies that take groups out to see them. We haven't done the whale shark tours, but when I was in Utila, Honduras, they used to do a lot of diving, and you would often go see the whale sharks, and they're in their habitat, so it's not. I don't personally think it's dangerous to them or cruel or anything like that.
No, I think we usually draw the line at like riding and petting animals, or if they're in like a cage that obviously they shouldn't be. That's where we kind of draw the line. I hope that's enough. We're getting so many hellos here. Just say hello back to Davida, who has 3 chronic illnesses, and you feel like you're traveling with us. I'm so happy that we can do that with you. That's so special.
Thank you for watching today.
Yeah. Freelance Kate. Can't wait to hear where you're going next and which country. We'll get more into that a little bit later. Our plans have kind of gone a bit crazy. So, yeah, we'll dive into that a little bit later.
Get the first one, Oars. Is it Port Oars?
Oz.
I got the impression that Puerto Escondido is what you like best in Mexico. So why are you living in Playa del Carmen for so long? Well, we started in Playa del Carmen because we did a lot of research on what's like the best place for digital nomads. So that includes like having high-speed internet, which unfortunately Puerto Escondido doesn't really have. Amenities like big shops to do grocery shopping, easy to get around, stuff like that. So we started here, and then basically because we wanted to bring Bear here, we couldn't really just pack up and move to Puerto Escondido. Like you can't get him on a bus or anything.
It's a lot easier. If you've noticed from our videos, like we've been able to travel out from Playa del Carmen to a lot of different places as well, which makes it a lot easier for content creation when there's so many cool places around. Puerto Escondido had cool places around it, but not as much as the Riviera Maya. So that's been a big bonus for us here.
I like Puerto Escondido.
I loved it. I would move there if we were looking for a more slow life.
Yeah. Having a good routine in Playa del Carmen is pretty easy.
Yeah. Bernardo, looking forward to this. Thanks for being here, Bernardo. Cardoso Media, you are one of our top subscribers and supporters. We are so grateful for you. Thank you. It does not go unnoticed. Good morning. Hi, Rob.
Good morning from NZ.
Oh, geez. Sorry. There's a few more messages than we were expecting. Good morning from New Zealand.
Robin Geelong.
Robin Geelong.
I'm guessing he's a cat supporter.
Yeah, let us know. Rob Fraser, are you a cat supporter? Lloyd used to be.
Used to be, yeah. I had someone ask actually who's my Australian football team, and it is Geelong Cats, but I've lost interest in AFL football completely over the last like 4 or 5 years. If you're an Aussie watching, you'd know what I'm talking about. it's honestly going pretty soft, and it's not the same game I grew up with. And then once you're out of it for a while, it's kind of hard to get back in. So I couldn't even name probably more than 5 players on the team.
No. Who else are we looking at? We've got, how is Bear from JP's Music and more? Bear is doing much better. Thank you so much for asking. We were a little bit worried for a few days, but the worst of it is past. He definitely ate something he should not have. Unfortunately, there is a lot of rubbish and just different things on the streets here. Even if they're on a lead, they can get into it, and we aren't sure exactly what caused it, but yeah, he's on the other side. He's just on quite a few medications at the moment, so we have to give that to him. And we didn't feel right making our pet sitter do that for us. So we decided just to lay low. We're going to create some awesome travel guides for you guys to answer all the questions. We do receive a lot of DMs on our Instagram, sort of recurring questions. So we want to make sure that you guys have access to that information in a really accessible way.
Yeah, if anyone watched our recent video where we went to the shelter, the vet was there, Dr. Mo, who showed us around. He's actually been coming around to our house to look after Bear. He came around, I think, 3 days in a row because it started with an eye infection.
Yeah.
And then he got a stomach infection from eating something. We think it's just a coincidence that those two things happen at the same time. And now he's been eating, but he's not really fussy with what he's eating. So we're trying to cook up different food for him to eat, which is really hard. And he just sleeps all day. So
yeah. He's teaching us about parenting, I think, a little bit. Hello from Calgary, Alberta. Mandy, this is for you. I'm Canadian too. Hi, Becky, fellow Canadian. So I actually mostly my childhood was in Cranbrook, BC, and then I moved to Sicamous, Malacqua area. It's very, very, very small town. That's where my mom currently lives. So we, when I go back and visit, I usually say that my home is in the Kelowna area because no one ever knows.
I usually tell her to just say BC.
Yeah, Central British Columbia. This is from Kanalan GW Axel. Do you ever come to Indonesia? That's actually where we started our digital nomad journey, and originally where we thought we were going to end up living forever. But that triggered our love of traveling and travel blogging. So we kept moving on from then. But we do have plans to come back to Indonesia. We absolutely love it. We love the people. We love the food. Everything. Love Indonesia.
Here's a video from CB, loving your videos. How's the van coming along? So that's actually a bit of an announcement. We have had to change our plans a little bit. The van purchase fell through for a couple of reasons. The guys that we were buying the van off, they came back from Argentina to Mexico, but they were only here for a very small window. And we had a bit of an issue with the payment terms. So then a couple of other issues came up. Both of our licenses actually expired, and we didn't get new ones in time from Australia.
Yeah, and we had ordered 4 licenses and still had not received them.
But right up until last week, we were still going to be able to do it. We were going to pull it off and buy a van and drive it up to Canada. But too many things were pointing us in the right direction. And sometimes we, together, when there's too many signs that maybe we shouldn't be doing something, we say, okay, maybe this is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So we pulled the pin on that, which brings us to our future plans. So actually, my brother's actually having his first child today in Canada, my identical twin brother. So we had already planned on going up to Canada. My sister, my whole family's going to be there. So now the new plan is we're flying to Canada and we're going to buy a van there, which is going to be a lot easier, a
Yeah.
lot less stressful, maybe a bit less adventurous because the drive from Mexico to Canada has been fun.
But I think we'll reverse it. So I think our plans will just go backwards. We'll still want to do van life Mexico, but we're just going to work our way down, I think. It just makes it a lot easier, especially with me being Canadian, purchasing cars. Yeah, lots of details and hoops that we don't have to jump through. Usually we love going towards the obstacle, but there was just way too many in this case. So we'll take the loss on that one.
I read a book, I'm reading a book called The Obstacle is the Way. And it's about like confronting obstacles, but then, you got to get to a certain point where maybe the obstacle is leading you in a different direction. It doesn't mean that the path is closed, it's just a different direction. So we're taking that different direction.
Yeah.
We're going to try and buy a home on wheels in Canada.
Yeah, we want something that's more winterized because we want to be able to snowboard as well. Yeah, so that'll be coming very soon.
I am Bernardo said he or she is already looking into the all-inclusive you mentioned being the best. It really was the best.
It was so good. The food was incredible, and just the value as well. We really, really recommend it. And that was not sponsored.
No, it was really good. Somebody stayed. Callum Lundell stayed at the Yusufanita A-frame Chalet Beach Huts next to us. That was
cool.
That was a pretty cool
awesome.
place.
Yeah, that was so good. Hi, Derek from Canada. We've got
Isaiah.
Isaiah. Hello,
Hey,
Isaiah. Another one of our subscribers is always supporting us. I'm so grateful for you, Isaiah. Thank you.
Isaiah, let us know where you are at the moment because we're going to try and catch up.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Callum from the UK.
Well, Rob said his team's Richmond.
Where did that go?
No, Richmond. My
Richmond.
wife is, but I'm not.
Okay.
Well, that sucks, Rob.
Come on, Rob.
Spanish on the live? Oh man, I don't know.
We are so bad. It's actually embarrassing. Like our poor teacher that had to go through lessons with us. We got to keep working at it, guys. I don't know if we're at a level that we can have a conversation with you.
This person's name's Trigger Warning, and it just says hello. I'm worried about what I'm going to say.
Hello, trigger warning. Hello, American currently touring on Negro. Do you have to leave Mexico soon?
We do.
Yeah.
I got to go see my nephew and family, and then we're just gonna, as we said, buy a house on wheels and travel around this whole continent, not just Canada or America. Canada, America, Mexico.
Yeah, we want to find really weird things to do as well. So the weirder, the better. The more exciting the experience will be. Jay Free, you asked, are there any good veterinary clinics there? Yes, and very affordable. If you want contact details for the vet that we've been using, just send us a DM on Instagram and we can give you his details. He's been doing house calls for Bear this whole time, and it's actually been like affordable in comparison to Canada or Australia, which thank goodness, because he's had to come around a few times. Hey, Mike and Ashley, thanks so much for your thinking about Bear. Thank you, everyone, for loving Bear. When people love Bear, I feel more love. It makes me so happy.
I wish Bear knew how many people
Yeah. Becky, you're from Ontario. Thanks for loving what we do. I'm so grateful that you're here.
She says, would love to do what you do.
Would love to do what we do. Sorry.
Do it, Becky.
Yeah. Nothing. What's stopping you? Just reading my chat. Hey, Steph and Pete.
We met Steph and Pete in Florida.
Yeah. We stayed at the same hotel, and they just hit 65,000 subscribers on the same day as us. So congratulations to them. Yeah, that's awesome. They're doing really great. Their content's beautiful to me. definitely check out the channel as well.
Mike and Ashley, we've had quite an adventure in Cranbrook, actually.
I don't like to talk about Cranbrook that much. There was my unhealed self that lived there. Plenty of bad teenager decisions that I don't love to think about. But Cranbrook actually is really beautiful, the surrounds around it. But not my favorite place in the world. I think a lot of people can relate that back to their childhood. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Rob. Really appreciate it. Take care.
What time is it in Australia? It must be really early.
Yeah. Yeah. Got a
Okay.
few Australians on.
See you, Rob.
All right. Looking at Erica Cooper.
From Montreal, love your channel. I'm going to Southeast Asia in a week and half as digital nomad. Can you recommend a power converter? I want to blow out my company's laptop. So I guess in Canada and the US, they use a different voltage to, well, I know they use a different voltage to Australia. I'm not sure about Southeast Asia. Didn't you have problems with your hairdryer and stuff in Asia?
Yeah, I couldn't get it like any power out of it. So I don't know if we got that. So
I don't know. We haven't had that problem. But also, we haven't had any problems in Mexico. So, sorry, I'm not like that tech savvy, so I don't have an answer for that one.
and the plugs, I think, are the same in Mexico as Canada, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So if you're coming from Mexico, the plugs are the same, which makes things a lot easier. Mindful Adventure, love from South Africa. Cool.
People from everywhere here.
Yeah, this is so cool.
I'm curious. This is from Street Food Magic. I'm curious to know how many hours each per day you dedicate to your laptop lifestyle. Mandy's actually putting out a video maybe later today or tomorrow on her morning routine, which does go into a little bit of detail about working. Like, I think you said you do your first like 3 hours of work really like dedicated.
Yeah,
No
uninterrupted distractions. As long as I can do that 3 hours of uninterrupted, if I get distracted or something else comes up for the rest of the day, I don't feel as guilty because I know I got my most important tasks done in that amount of time. But yeah, like Lloyd said, I do have the video coming tonight if you want to watch that and sort of see how we live. But also, we might need to do a full day routine so you can see we are on our computers probably too much.
I really started earlier than Mandy. Probably start around 9 o'clock on my computer, and then by about 5 or 6, I've had enough, and I'll go for a run, or take Beth for a walk, or something like that. So like 8 hours a day, and honestly, pretty much every day. We sometimes give ourselves Sundays off. We try to, especially when football is on, because I just watch football all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, like pretty much similar to a normal job, and that's just because we choose to. Like, we don't have to. But we're kind of in a building phase where we want to be working a lot.
Yeah.
So.
At the beginning of building like a passive business and passive income, you got to put a lot of hours in at the beginning so you can slowly dial it back. We aren't at the point where we can completely dial it back yet. So that's just the reality of it.
Yeah. I keep skipping down for some reason.
Alan, buenos dias from Portland. Thank you for joining us, Alan. And thank you. Congratulations on the new nephew, which is super exciting. First baby in the family. We're so excited.
Social media, ever plan to travel through Europe at all? Portugal would be amazing. Yeah, it would. We definitely have plans to travel through Europe. I think just this year, though, we're going to try and do like all of North America in an RV with Bear.
Yeah.
And then next on the list is Europe, maybe South America. And we'd love to go back to Southeast Asia as well. So I don't think we'll ever stop traveling. That is definitely high.
We kind of just want like our van to be something we can always come back to. I think that's something that doing like the digital nomad the hotel thing that we have been doing, it was really hard. Like I need to cook.
Yeah.
I need to cook my own food, and I need something that I know what stuff is always going to be in it. So that's definitely been a challenge and something that I learned about myself in all this travel that we've done, and something maybe to consider if you're thinking about doing digital nomad life. But I think just having this van will make us feel like a little bit more grounded because at the moment anything can happen. We just pretty much sell our stuff or give it away every time we jump on a plane.
Dale Fulton said can't be worse than Cornell. Mate,
Oh.
I actually worked in Cornell for about 3 or 4 months for a summer, and yeah, you're right there.
Yeah,
Cornell sucks.
very true. Yeah, it's an interesting place.
Dale also asked when you crossed into the Mexican border, what did you say about length of stay? So the last time we crossed, if you fly into Cancun now, they actually stamp you 6 months no matter what, which is just a recent thing that they started. So I'd suggest anyone who wants to come to Mexico for more than a couple of months, start your trip in Cancun and they don't even ask questions.
No.
It's really lax. I'm not sure why they changed it. It used to be, I think the first time we got stamped 90 days, and they asked us about like how long we were staying. Actually, that's because we flew into Mexico City.
Yeah, the first time. Yeah.
So,
so they only gave us.
If you are flying in Mexico City, it might help to have like return flights 6 months later, so you can get a 6 month stamp, or just tell them you have a bus. But it's really up to them how long they want to give you. So you can tell them 6 months, and still only give you 3. So, but best advice: flying to Cancun.
Freelance Kate, are you still enjoying making YouTube videos? We really are. And actually, one of the things that we wanted to announce is that we have decided to put our podcast on just on hold for a while because we want to put all of our energy just into our YouTube channel. We've spent a year building the podcast, and it's got like a bit of traction and stuff, but it isn't like our absolute favorite thing that we do. Our favorite thing is creating these videos. So we want to sort of just hyper focus on creating as many quality videos for our channel as possible in the next year. And once our setup is better, maybe we'll circle back to the podcast. I hope nobody's too disappointed by that, but this way we're not spreading ourselves too thin. That's something we've really learned is that you kind of have to pick the one thing that you want to focus on so you're not spending energy on things that don't necessarily help or get you ahead.
Yeah, we're still learning like everything, and I think we committed ourselves to a year of doing the podcast, even though we were traveling around, and at times it was like really hard to do. But what we've learned and what we keep learning is not, like Mandy said, spread yourself too thin. That's how you get burnout. So the thing we enjoy doing the most is making videos, and we make them together, and we can put more out if we're not focused on other things. So yeah, we do still enjoy it.
Yeah, we really love it. Sorry. How did we meet? This is a very common question from Becky. How did you two meet? So we met in Canada, in Revelstoke, BC. Lloyd was working on the oil rigs and had just been laid off there.
Yeah, there was a downturn in oil drilling, so I worked up until Christmas and then got laid off, thinking it was going to be a month or two and I'd go back. And it turned into like 3 or 4 months, so I was sort of just hanging out snowboarding, kind of not really doing much. And Mandy was living about 20 minutes down the road with her parents, and she was working to save to travel to Australia. And our paths just crossed at the right time. I had decided that I'd go back to Australia as well because I needed to go get a job. I had friends who could give me a job. Canada thing wasn't working out. And Mandy was meant to fly to Perth to go and live with one of her friends over there, and I convinced her to come to Melbourne instead. And I ended up getting, she moved in with me, and we've been together ever since. 8 years ago.
8 years ago, almost to the day. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, so that's how we met, and now he's with me.
I think we missed one here from Kia. I don't know if that's how you say it. Sorry for butchering that.
You guys know we pronounce everything wrong already.
Taking the family to Cancun, Playa in July. I've been looking at videos. I love each one. I wish I could stay there for months like you guys. Hope everyone's feeling better. Thank you. Yeah, hopefully you can stay for months. Maybe you can figure out a way. You can get cheap accommodation if you try and look for it.
Yeah.
But thanks for that. Hello from Alberta, Cheryl.
I hate it how the chat keeps jumping around. Videos. Okay. Hi, Romy from the Netherlands. Thank you for joining us. How cool.
This was funny. Animal House for real. Hi, how tall are you? Every video you look giant compared to everyone else. Do you have any plans to visit Jamaica? I'd love to visit Jamaica.
We are
Definitely number one on the list. I'm 6'2", and Mandy's 5'9", so not like extremely tall.
No, but tall. Like
we've been in Southeast Asia and Mexico.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people aren't tall.
We do stick out like sore thumbs a little bit. Romy, you're asking who is Bear? That's our dog, the chocolate Labrador Bear. He's just only been introduced to the channel in the last couple months. He's a key character now. Christy Richards, from everything I've heard, San Miguel Allende is gorgeous. Have you been there, or do you envision visiting there? I have never heard of it.
San Miguel Allende.
We'll write it down. We'll remember that and have a look. I don't even know what that might be, but yeah, Christy, let us know more information about it in the chat. Right?
Isaiah, you're in Dallas. Damn, we would have been driving through there this week if our plans didn't change, so we could have linked up. But we will be in the US anyway, so keep us posted, man.
Yeah. Amy asked, hi guys, do you ever miss the life you had before you started this journey? No. No, we're really grateful for our decision, and even really stressful times when it feels like everything's going wrong. We're sort of even at the stage where we're at right now, if I'm being completely honest, when everything at one time sort of just goes wrong. It just creates room for something better. Really, ever since we've just decided to give things a crack, the universe has just opened the doors and let us just keep letting it happen. I don't know.
I still have nightmares about some jobs like drilling rigs and underground mines, mowing lawns. Like I did some crappy jobs. So every day when I wake up and I get to do what we do, I'm really appreciative. So I do not miss my life at all. The only thing is the stability is tough.
Yeah, but the trade-off I think for that is fair. I always think back every time I'm going through like a phase of what the heck am I doing? I'm just making videos on YouTube and I don't have a real job. I remember back to working as a beauty therapist in Australia, having to wax women's bodies in uncomfortable places, and I'm like, you know what? It's all good. As long as I don't have to do that again, I'm happy.
Jack asked, "Are flying bugs oppressive at night?" Does that mean I guess
mosquitoes?
Mosquitoes, yeah.
Jack mosquitoes. I always say I'm like really, they're attracted to me for whatever reason. I always get bit. If you just have a little bit of repellent, you're fine.
No, it's not too bad here.
It's good. It's usually just when the sun's setting or just as it's coming up.
Yeah. Apparently, the dengue mosquitoes, which are the worst ones, they're actually out during the day, which is
really?
yeah, You didn't know that?
No, I just remember having dengue fever.
Hello. I don't know how to say that to us in British Columbia.
Tawasin.
We'll be there soon. Got a couple of vans.
Erica from Tawasin, British Columbia. Awesome. I used to take the ferry to go see my mom in Tawasin every second weekend. She lived in Sydney, BC, back when I was a kid on the sailboat. So that's how I would go see her. I'd take the ferry from Tawasin. So I'm very, very familiar.
This one's good. It says, this is from Scott. Enjoyed your Vietnam and Thailand videos. Which country would you most like to return to out of the two? Any plans to visit Japan? Firstly, fucking Japan. Oh, just nice.
I don't know. We might get in trouble. I don't know.
Japan is really, really good to go to. So bad. Because of the snowboarding, also, I just think Japan would be a sick place to visit. Unfortunately, when we were in the area, they were really strict on COVID.
I don't think they were even allowing us in at this.
They were one of the last countries to let any people in, and I think they still have very strict laws. But I'd love to go to Japan. I'd love to go with my brother and sister and do like a family trip. So
yeah,
hopefully that's soon. Out of the two, I think Vietnam's our favorite.
Yeah,
we loved it.
Yeah, and we're actually putting together a Vietnam travel guide because you guys have asked so many questions about Vietnam.
Yeah, I'm going to start that today.
Yeah, look forward to that.
Back to Thailand, please. Hopefully, we'd love to. I really like Bangkok.
We had so much fun in Bangkok.
Yeah.
I think we want to slow down this time in Thailand. I think a little bit, but yeah, they're both amazing. I don't think you can go wrong with either.
Yeah. Cardosa Media, amazing. I need to make the leap and start full-time travel and creating more content instead of just a few vacations a year I've currently been taking. Yeah, it's tough, man. It is tough to make the leap. Like, there's no safety net. We didn't have a safety net at all. We didn't have like a backup plan, credit cards, nothing. We kind of just had some money in the bank and had a timeline we could survive with that amount of money, and it didn't work. We would have just been homeless, I guess.
I think there's something to be said about, like, we have mentioned this before. Like, if you want to take the island, you have to burn your boats. So if you have no lifelines and you're like, this has to work, usually for us, it ends up working because you have no other option. It's like almost life or death for that situation without being too dramatic.
We've had a few periods where our bank account got so low that we're really starting to get worried. That's the times when you stay up till midnight and you figure out like how you're going to get, more income or to the next level, and that's where like a lot of this comes from.
Yeah,
being desperate.
I think a lot of people don't mention the sacrifice as well that you have to make. Like in the lead up to us leaving, we didn't do anything except try to learn stuff from YouTube, learn online. Didn't go out, lost friendships over attending like weddings and birthdays, and that's not the case for everyone. But if you're coming from somewhere with not any money, that's kind of what you have to do. You just have to sacrifice, and for a couple of years to get yourself to a place that you want.
Yeah, I don't recommend though. Like, don't just quit your job, go travel if you don't have just make sure you have a plan, like with how much money you have and how long you think you can last, and then maybe try and learn as many skills as possible before you go. So maybe you've got a fallback plan, like where you can make a little bit of money while you're there. HK57, your Hanoi video on Beer Street helped me get out of my solo traveler shell, and I met so many awesome people.
Oh,
Beer Street was sick.
That.
How good it was?
It was, and the best place to make friends. We met so many people there. Oh, and I love that got you out of your shell. Thank you for sharing that. Awesome.
I hope our audience would like us to go back to Vietnam, because I'd love to just go and do even just 2 or 3 weeks in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh.
Yeah, me too. I really, really would. Howard from Hamilton, Ontario. Hello, thank you for joining us.
Never been to do either of us. I think we
No.
might drive the van, the RV from one side of Canada to the other, which is going to be like a huge drive.
Yeah, that's massive. There's not a whole lot to see in the middle of Canada. Correct me if I'm wrong if there's Canadians that live in the middle of Canada, but every time that I've done, like even towards Saskatchewan, not a whole lot to look at, but I could be wrong.
Isaiah, if you guys had an absolute dream destination in the world, either live or vacation, where would it be? We really like Hawaii. We've been there 3 times, right?
The dream destination, Hawaii.
It's just expensive. That's the only problem.
Yeah, I think both of us feel like one day we're going to end up living in Hawaii, even if it's like retire. We're never like actually retiring, I don't think, but like, you know what I mean?
We have a bit of a problem because I grew up around beaches and hot weather and like warm Christmases, so I really love the mountains and the snow. Mandy grew up in the mountains and the snow, and where it's very cold 8 months of the year, so she loves the beaches. So settling on somewhere to live that we both really love is a bit of a challenge, which is why we are moving around so much.
And why we're going to be living in a van.
So for me, the destination is honestly probably like somewhere in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
Montana or even British Columbia, Colorado, something like that. But the winters get long, and maybe Hawaii could be like a second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if we were dreaming. I remember when YouTube was giving you guys the runaround for getting your AdSense verified. Oh my God, yeah, that was one of the more stressful points. Actually, funny story. So we're going through all that. If you don't know the story, AdSense needed us to verify our address, and we had, because we don't have an address, we were getting things sent to Lloyd's sister back in Australia, and she wasn't receiving anything. So they just weren't giving us our money, and we were slowly running out. And sorry, where was I going?
So, like, yeah, the only way to get verified on AdSense is they send you a code in the mail. And because like we were traveling around, we didn't have one, so we got it sent to our sister. But like they also said that sometimes it doesn't arrive. You need to wait 1 month after you've ordered the code. If it doesn't arrive, you order a new one, and then you get to do that 4 times. That's 4 months. If it still doesn't arrive, the only other way to get verified is to like send in your ID. So basically, we had to wait 4 months and then send in our ID. Once you get verified, though, it's all good, but that's a bit of a problem when you don't have a home. And also, like, it's just Google sending out a letter. Like, I don't know why they use that method. To me, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, like outdated.
But the day we got verified was a very, very happy day.
Yes, yeah. I think so. Actually, one of our top viewed videos on our channel was one of my breaking point days.
One of them.
One of many. I know I'm happy, but I do. We all know I cry a lot, but yeah, one of our top viewed videos we made the day that we were like, if we don't get our AdSense like now, we have to quit and go home. And that video is still one of our top viewed videos, and it went off that day. And then I think we got our AdSense like right after it. So I think you just have to be pushed to your absolute limit, and then everything works out.
That's how it seems to go with us.
Yeah.
Dan asked how much of your footage makes it to the published YouTube videos. Probably like 20-30%. You got to take a lot of footage because there's nothing worse than filming a video and not having enough footage. So, do you agree with that?
Yeah, especially because I trim things down a lot. Like I'm pretty savage with my editing. Like, and if it doesn't fit like the beat of the song, like I get rid of it. So we have a lot of footage that hasn't been used. I think around 30% maybe gets used.
Yeah, probably. Cardoso Media lives in Manitoba, and that's like the coldest
so cold.
province in Canada.
That's Winnipeg, right?
Yeah,
Video on British Columbia would be amazing.
it's amazing. Yeah, not cheap though. Yeah, that's kind of the reason we're doing an RV, because accommodation like that wouldn't be an option for us. So we're going to do all our cooking and just spend our money on fuel and hopefully get like free or cheap RV parking while we're there. But we think there's a little bit of a gap in the BC Canada content.
Yeah, I feel like it hasn't been presented, especially in summer, in a good enough way. And growing up there, I have so many like really beautiful memories and places that I would love to share with you guys. That's going to bring me back to my childhood, and I get to make it into the romanticized fantasy video with nice music that I like to do. So I am really excited. This is my first time going back to Canada in 4 years, and I get to see my mom for the first time and all this. So yeah, it's really, really exciting, and I think we're going to be able to share a side of Canada that no one has shown.
Yeah, forward to it. Rob, still up, mate? I thought you went to bed. Do you guys recommend someone travel to Mexico and they're going back to Thailand in September? But I'm thinking about somewhere else. Mexico is a place I would go to. Yeah, for sure. I don't see any problem with coming to Mexico.
There's lots of solo travelers here.
And like, I know you hear a lot about Mexico being dangerous, but like, we've met so many people who have traveled by bus all over Mexico. You can fly pretty cheap in Mexico. There's so many places to go. It's like an underrated tourist destination because of the bad rap it gets from
the media. Yeah, for sure.
Cranola Reynolds. Hello, you two. My girlfriend and I will be in Quintana Roo in April, staying on Playa Mahera's area. Nice. We were just in Isla Mahera's. It's an awesome place.
Oh, so Howard Garrett, you must have just joined us. We just let everyone know that we are not purchasing the combi van here in Mexico anymore, but we are going to reverse our travels from starting in Canada and then working our way back down at some stage.
Are there laundromats? This is from Jack. Are there laundromats in these countries? How often do you need to go? There's laundromats everywhere in these countries. I think it's probably not a normal thing to have your own laundry at home, so they use laundromats, community laundromats. Are they any good? No, not really.
Your stuff often comes back a bit dirty, but at least you don't have to do it yourself. I mean, you can find good ones.
If you bring shirts, make sure they're a size too big.
We always give a bag of stuff that can go in the dryer and not the dryer. Somehow they still get a little bit shrunk, but and it is what it is. It's still really affordable too.
It depends how fast we're traveling. Like here in Carmen, we'll go once a week or something. But I think we went like a month in the Philippines without getting clothes washed.
Yeah, stinky. Hello, Aaron. Hello from Pennsylvania. I've enjoyed your travels. Thanks for sharing them. Is there a particular meal you've had in your travels that you both still talk about frequently, good or bad? Okay, yes. Good for me. Cow soy chicken.
I'm going to get Thursday.
Okay.
Keep going.
Lloyd's just feeding Bear, so I'll take over for a minute. Cow soy chicken in, is it Chiang Mai? Lloyd?
Yeah, Chiang Mai.
In Chiang Mai, my absolute favorite. I don't think anywhere can replicate having a cow soy chicken there. I think about it all the time. And probably the worst one would be the fish soup that Lloyd lost at rock, paper, scissors and had to eat it. And it smelled like something I have never, ever experienced in my life. Definitely go back and watch that video because I was laughing really hard the whole time. But yeah, those two come to mind. Can you think of any? Well, I loved a banh mi as well. If you watched our Vietnam videos, you would have seen we ate probably banh mi every day, just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All right. Moving on to the next question. So, John and Terry looking at the snow, wishing our journey started now, not till May. Good luck on your travels. So exciting. We love hearing how many people are getting ready to do full-time travel. It's such an awesome decision. Let's move on here. Miss Cassie, when will you be coming back to Oz? Is your family okay, Lloyd? The weather has been crazy back here.
Yeah, my family's all right. Has it been raining a lot? I think might be it. We haven't got any plans to come back to Oz yet. But I'm sure in the next year or two we'll have to go visit my family. So for now, we don't have much plans to come back to Oz. But we will be, and we'll probably do a series there as well.
We have to.
Tammy Slater, hello from Ontario, Canada. Have you guys been to the Mayan ruins, Coba yet? Coba?
We've been to lots of ruins. I don't think Coba.
No.
No, not yet. We'll look that one up as well. MBA Motivation Walla. Hello, guys. How are you doing? We are great. Thank you for asking.
Good, man.
Thanks for joining us, Stephanie. And while you were cooking dinner, Casey Johnson from Columbus, Ohio, planning on heading to La Paz in April. Would you recommend another destination?
La Paz? La Paz is in Mexico, yeah?
I don't know. La Paz? Can you Google it?
Yeah.
Lloyd will look up La Paz and we'll get back to you, Casey. Gonzalo, hello from Mexico. Love your channel. Your content is great. Thank you so much, Gonzalo.
Oh, La Paz is Baja.
Baja.
I think.
Yes.
We've heard great things about
Yeah.
it.
A lot of other nomads have highly recommended, especially for van life or having an RV, heading to Baja. So it's definitely on our list for sure. Any plans for Taiwan? Not at this stage. It hasn't really crossed our mind. Should it be somewhere we should be heading? I've never really been at the top of my list, but I'm always convinced. Should come visit New Orleans sometime. Yeah, we should.
I'm definitely keen to go
Yeah.
to New Orleans. I want to do some crawfish there.
Yeah, for sure. Howard, I agree that Mexico gets a bad rap on safety issues as long as we stay away from all the illegal stuff. We're going back to Playa del Carmen area for the 4th time this winter in a couple weeks. We hope you have an awesome time and that it's safe. It's been awesome here.
Dan Messina, how many days would you recommend spending in Bacalar? We really liked it there. You can spend a week there.
Yeah.
We spent 2 nights, probably not long enough.
I reckon 4 days.
4 days, yeah.
4 days I think would be perfect because it's not huge, but the vibe is awesome. Like, love it. Really, really suggest going.
Callum, any plans to visit Jordan? No, I haven't really thought about visiting Jordan, but maybe that's something we need to look into. Any recommendations, Callum?
So Walter says, I love to walk the beaches in Mexico. My favorite is Cancun Hotel Zone. Have you got any suggestions that I might have missed?
Cancun Hotel Zone. We've been to 2 all-inclusives there. We pretty much just stayed in the resort, but we loved Isla Holbox.
Holbox. Yeah.
A lot more than Cancun. So I would suggest jumping on a boat and heading over there because you can walk a sandbank that goes for like 10 kilometers or something.
It felt like the island felt like a massive, almost like party, all-inclusive. Don't you think? Like
Cancun?
no, Isla Holbox felt like a full like the whole island was one big all-inclusive almost. It was,
It was cool.
I'd recommend going there.
Zeus, how many kids do you all want, and where would you raise them? 2 or 3 kids, and raise them maybe in Canada.
Yeah.
Maybe raise them
If we're
remotely.
Yeah. We haven't really worked out that sort of details. We're sort of just trying to build this channel at the moment.
Yeah.
Not quite babies yet. Aaron said, I was so happy you guys got to bring Bear along. It definitely made my eyes a little misty. Sending love to Bear. Oh my God. Anything to do with Bear, I know. Yeah. It was probably the most stressful. No, it was one of the most stressful things we've ever done, bringing him over here just because we had never done it. And we had so many people in our ear telling us like not to do it or that, same stuff. But I don't regret it at all. We've made so many good memories, like getting to drive a Jeep around Cozumel with him and swim in the clearest blue water in Bacalar. Like, those are memories I'm never going to forget. So definitely, happy that we have him here.
Kenneth, Holbox versus Isla Mujeres. Probably Holbox.
Holbox, yeah. Both good, but Holbox was more like our style, like a little bit more gritty, not like because there's no paved roads. I don't know, just a lot more laid back. Just wear a bikini, your swimmers all day. You can get away with it. And Isla Mujeres, I feel like it's just a tad bit more touristy than Isla Holbox.
Yeah. And Cassie just asked, which meal in Holbox would we go back for? The tacos there that we got.
Taco Quito. Check out our Isla Holbox video. That one really good. Awesome. I had a torta there. It was awesome. With cheese on it. Oh, it was amazing. And it was so cheap as well.
Antonio, would you say Cancun has the best beaches you've ever seen? Nah, I wouldn't actually. When we were there was quite a bit of seaweed, but maybe it was just the time of year. I'd say, again, Holbox. Isla Mujeres actually has a beach called Playa Norte that doesn't get any seaweed, and the beach there is pretty epic. Yeah. It's very crowded, though. That's it, probably.
It's everywhere. It's sort of a bit crowded, but yeah. All right.
Cardosa went to Cuba and said the beach there was the best he's ever seen. I'd love to go to Cuba.
Cuba's definitely on the list. Dan says, my fiance and I are heading to Oaxaca soon. Which would you recommend to stay at around Puerto Escondido? You'd have to check our Puerto Escondido vlog. I cannot remember the name of the hotel, but it was in a good spot and it was affordable.
Yeah, we actually stayed at an Airbnb after it, which was really, really good.
Yeah.
I think the link's in the description for that.
Yeah. But if you can't find it, send us a DM and we'll be able to find it for you.
If you're going to Oaxaca, you have to go to Oaxaca City because the food and drinks there are just awesome, and it's like a bit colder. It's like up in the mountains. And then San Jose del Pacifico was really cool.
Yeah, that's where we got to do legal magic mushrooms, and it was an awesome experience. Probably one of my favorite that we did in Mexico.
Becky, hey, I've always wanted to go to BC. Van life is the way to go. Always have a place to stay. Yeah, that's what we need. We need a home.
Yeah.
So with this combi van falling through, we're looking at it as a blessing in disguise because now we're looking at more places that we feel like, vans that we feel like we could actually live in for like an extended period of time. And have like a kitchen and a shower and a toilet, and like we don't feel like we're sort of roughing it. So I think it is the way to go.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Isaiah. You are amazing. We appreciate your support. Like, you have no idea. We can't wait to meet you in person. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Jack says, we love the accent when Lloyd says bear and beer. What accent?
You're asking what accent? It's Australian. Someone asked me if I was Irish.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No.
Australian, Canadian.
Check out Jamaica. We will, Becky, definitely. I think it'll be a cheap flight from Canada anyways.
Thanks for joining us, Aaron. We really appreciate it. We might wrap this up soon if you guys don't have any further questions.
We're on an hour here.
Yeah, we're going into about an hour.
Have you guys considered what's that?
OnlyFans. No, we're not doing OnlyFans.
We have Patreon, which is kind of similar. We upload like exclusive content there. So that's kind of our version of OnlyFans.
Yeah. But we're not OnlyFans, just Patreon. Any other questions, guys, before we take off? Thank you so much to everyone that's joined us. We weren't expecting this many people to show up. Gross question.
What's the gross question?
Do you recommend tropical tacos? Oh, yeah.
Tropical tacos?
Yeah. So Dan, that's our favorite restaurant in Playa del Carmen. Is Tropical Tacos. That was the first place we went to when we first got to Playa del Carmen. We've probably gone there maybe once a week since we've been here. We just love the vibe. I actually got some tattoos down there for my birthday. Yeah, we like it. Really good vibe. Really cheap drinks as well. You can get like 2 for $1 Aperols for like $9. It's insane. It's so good.
Good music, good staff. It's really relaxed. It's up the quieter end of Fifth Ave. Tropical Tacos is definitely the spot.
Yeah, it's hard to get a table now, and so we didn't want to share it with everyone straight away because it was already getting too busy. And we're like, well, we want to be able to get a table when we want to go. But yeah, definitely recommend checking it out.
Antonio, are you guys leaving Mexico or stay there? Yeah, we're leaving Mexico. So a couple of weeks. We're waiting to get Bear healthy so we can. He's not 100% at the moment, so that's our plan for the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where we saw you guys. You guys are awesome. Cheers, Dan.
Cheers, Dan. Cool. All right. Well, we're going to end it here, guys. Thank you so much for all your questions and supporting our channel. We really, really appreciate it. If there's anything that we can do to support you moving into a full-time travel lifestyle or anything, we are always here. Message us on Instagram. We do our best to get back to everyone, but we do receive an influx of messages. So we will do this again because this was actually really fun. So maybe next month we will see you on here again.
Cheers, guys.
Have a great day, guys. Thank you. Mwah.